Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 14 of the Void Frogs podcast. My name is Stifflered, and I am joined, as per the usual, by my co-host, the qmagnet. Yeah, the usual, man.
I know, you even spelled it U-J-E. I didn't even know that was a word. I thought it was a typo.
And our very special animal-loving guest, which Q will tell you about right now.
Yes. Well, long ago, in the Age of Dragons, in the city of Pixelmon, a beautiful baby boy was born. As he cried out, his parents heard this lovely song in his voice and knew he must be hidden away or risk inquisition of the dragon. They locked him in the tallest tower in the dark castle and promptly disappeared, the infant left for dead. Years later, his gorgeous long hair and sultry baritone notes, that boy, now a man, broke free, crashed the castle, and defeated the dragon, sending it into limbo. Standing on the peak of the castle's tower, the man introduced himself to the world as the one and only self-proclaimed master of Mindcraft, with chiseled abs and a winning smile. VintageBeef!
Oh, man. That is the most introist of intros I've ever been introed to.
Hey.
Unbelievable. I've played many a game over my YouTube career, and you had a lot of them worked in there somehow.
I was trying to fit... What was the other one I was trying to fit in there? Oh, Steve versus Steve. I'm like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Would have been
I don't
tough.
know how to put that in, but...
That would be a little bit more difficult, for sure.
We aim to please, man. We aim to please. Hey, VintageBeef, welcome to the podcast. So glad
Thank you
to
so
have
much.
Here.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. You guys are pretty entertaining.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Check that out, huh?
That is big
You guys are
words come from
pretty
Big Shot.
entertaining.
That's awesome.
let's
It's just like...
end the
was gonna
episode
say-
there before it gets.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode. That's all
Before
we paid him for.
disappointments happen.
This is big deal for me because, one, you've played all of my diversity maps, so that's exciting.
Fantastic
Two,
maps.
you're not only Canadian, but you're also like right near me. I think like a couple of hours away from me, and like I was watching your stuff as I said earlier. I'm like, I'm getting those references that you're saying. We grew up the same place.
We're probably around the same. You look a little younger than I am, but we might even be around the same age too.
Well, I have a little bit of. Well, I used to say it's not gray. It's just extremely light blonde hair.
Salt
there.
and pepper is
Yeah,
what
salt
Hawaiians
and
like to call it. I've got plenty of that myself. Don't worry.
I'm light on the salt. I have one piece of salt.
Mostly just pepper.
It's all
Yeah, but that's from you
pepper.
shaking. How do I get this beer? I shake some
That's
salt
right.
on it.
It looks real good, actually. I don't want to jump right into the beer talk. I mean, that's like the automatic thing. Whenever people talk to me, it's like, oh, let's talk beards. But yeah, it looks, it's looking pretty good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, here's the thing. This is a big deal for me as well, because I've been doing the YouTube thing for a couple of years, and the very first time I live streamed, like a year and a half ago, very first time, I had somebody join in the live stream and say, "Is this VintageBeef?" Like,
Oh, nice.
I'm like, no, but thank you very much. So all the way back, my first live stream, I've been like,
Wow.
Just said yes.
dying to have this.
Yeah, why not?
opportunity.
You could have said yes. I don't live stream anyway, so you could technically just do
That's
it. for
right.
me.
For VintageBeef live streams, go to Stiffler's Twitch channel.
It's Mixer, actually. Don't look for me on Twitch.
Oh, Mixer. Sorry.
Anyway.
You just lost that sponsorship.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, before we go any further, VintageBeef, I feel like you don't really need much of an introduction. But could you, just in case, could you just tell the people who you are? Like just a summary. What do you do? Who are you?
Yeah, sure. Well, my name is Dan. I'm 6'2".
Wow.
I have
tall.
dark hair with a little salt and pepper. My main occupation is running my YouTube channel, of which I have run since April of 2011. So 9 years, a little over 9 years. I've got a little over 1.4 million subscribers. I've played every game under the sun, pretty much, except for first-person shooters. Not a huge fan. Mainly Minecraft. And I love what I do. I don't live stream, but we've already established that somebody's gonna be doing it for me. So I got to start including that in my bio too.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that was great. That wraps up everything. That covers all of our questions and everything too.
I was afraid to ask. Okay, so every episode we have this master list of questions we want to go through and discuss. I was afraid to ask this first question because you've probably been asked it about 1 billion times. So I'm not sure if I should just answer it for you or maybe give the rundown. But your name.
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
It was either going to be your How's Bubba. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah. How's Bubba is like a really close second for questions asked. The name. So basically, was looking for a YouTube name, something unique. Even back when I started, every single name was taken. It was really tough without numbers. Like if you wanted a name with numbers, you're good. But if you don't want any numbers, you're gonna have a hard time. Yeah. So I started just like brainstorming some things that I had experienced, I guess, in the past. And I used to work at the meat department in a local Loblaws, so that's where the beef part came in. I used to cut meat. And then the vintage part was just because it was when I was 18, so sort of like, back in the day, years ago, the vintage part came through, so I put them together, and there you have it.
You were like one of those XX, VintageBeef XX kids
actually,
with the names around it type thing?
A little inside info. Before I actually started my VintageBeef channel, I guess experimented with another channel I called it Space Invader, which was great, except I had to have the XX at the beginning of the Space Invader and then the XX at the end of it.
Yeah.
No good.
I had we got to be the same age because there's all these kids coming up with it was always a lowercase and a capital.
That's exactly what I did.
Symmetrical.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah. I don't know what that trend was. That was kind of like
I think it was like the trend of trying to get a name you want that's already been taken, and then so you got to add characters to it.
Man, like who in your audience is even going to know that? They probably weren't even born until 2000.
Probably not. That's crazy to think. 2000, that would make them 20. Probably even like more recent than that.
Yep. Totally. I was teaching kids in an after-school program, and most of the kids that I was teaching playing Minecraft and stuff hadn't even been born when Minecraft was started. Like,
right? That's insane.
We're a bunch of old men here.
I guess so. Well, we're old, externally, but internally we're as young and spry as those young kids that watch us out there.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
like
right.
my
Shout out
kids.
to all the-
Actually, my kids, they do watch Hermitcraft. I should ask my son if he watches your videos. Probably does.
Hermitcraft's been so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I was going to ask about that, but first, let's go back in time.
Yeah.
Now, as I said, we do lots of I do lots of research. Like I stayed up till 3 last night or this morning and watching videos of you and finding all these interviews and things like that. How you started into Minecraft. Mm-hmm. Everybody's story is kind of like, I found everybody's story is similar to like, what is this game? What, I don't understand it. And then they just get hooked onto it. That kind of your story too?
No, actually. It's for me. It was more like I already knew what the game was. I was playing the game before they added multiplayer capabilities. I was playing single player by myself, and I'm like, this game is really cool. Like, and I would watch YouTube videos of it and stuff like that. And then when the multiplayer capabilities were added or maybe improved, I can't remember if they were completely missing or if they were just improved somehow. I started a server with my buddy. Shout out to Rui. And we played so often, so much for hours and hours. But it wasn't enough for me. Like, I wanted to play with more people, but I didn't know it. Like, I'm not going to set up a server especially back then. Like, with just us two was already laggy. So then I started thinking about, like, these guys that I watched on YouTube. Like, Good was one of the first people I watched. X's Adventures in Minecraft. Co's Quest. Anders. Like, all these guys I watched back then. And I'm like, oh, these guys, they're kind of playing single player, sort of. Good was playing multiplayer. But most of them were playing single player. And it felt like a community feel because everybody was watching it. And so I thought, you know what, let's just give this a shot. I totally didn't expect anything to come of it. The real reason, the honest reason was I wanted like people to see, I wanted interaction pretty much. Like this game lends itself so well to, like just a bunch of input, a bunch of creativity. And the more people you have inputting, their thoughts and ideas, the better it is. So I thought, let's do this and see what happens. And it just worked out this way. But that's the origin story. I just wanted some people to play with, pretty much.
Nice.
So you said it was your cousin or your friend?
Just my buddy. Just my
buddy.
Yeah.
But you weren't recording these videos.
No. I was just playing, like, we'd get home from work in the evening. We'd be like, hey, you guys, you want to jump on the server and do this? Sure. Yeah. And then we'd just jump on the server and play. That
was very similar to mine. But when did you start to decide to record it then?
It would have been probably early 2011. That's when the Space Invader channel would have made its first appearance. I don't think I even uploaded anything to it, to be honest, but I created it with the intention of uploading stuff to it. And then I decided to change the name. I really hated the X's. So I changed the name, and then my first video went up in April of 2011.
Beautiful call. Great call to change the name. Get rid of the X's. You actually said, you said in your very first video, April 11th. April 9th. I remember.
Was it April 9th? Okay.
April 9th, 2011. That was 9 years ago, almost to the day. We're a little over a month away from being.
Okay, hold on a second. Research department coming in.
A little under a month, actually.
It's actually April 10th, not 11th
was it
or
April
9th. Come on, guys. You got to get your information straight here. I'm looking at it right now.
Dang it.
Maybe I created the channel April 9th and then the video went up April 10th.
Hey, there we go. Well, so you said in that video, most of the time I'll play some games, different games, and then I'll get bored with them after a while. I have no idea why I'm playing this game so much. Have you figured out why you play this game so much?
I have to be honest with you. I've never once played a game that has held my attention this long. And quite honestly, over the last 9 years, there's been moments where I'm like, okay, well, I think I'll start playing this game that isn't Minecraft more often. But I always play Minecraft in some form, whether it be modded or whether it be vanilla. I'm always playing it in some form, one way or another. And it's insane. I think it's the fact that there really is, it's just so open-ended.
Yeah.
You can't finish it. So it just goes on forever.
Yeah. Especially if you have a good group of people that you can game with.
You guys can
just bounce off each other all the time.
The server stuff is always so much more fun than the single player stuff. I don't think I've played a single player world probably since joining Mindcrack back in the day.
Yeah.
I think all of my series have been multiplayer. I may have played one or two single player series modded, perhaps like Pixelmon maybe or something. But vast majority has been multiplayer. It just adds so much.
Yeah, totally.
I have these questions. I'm like, well, he's been asked them a million times, but just recap them, okay? Because the thing is, when people just Google VintageBeef podcast interview, they come to see us talk to you because you're the coolest, and we get to talk to you. But Mindcrack, Hermitcraft, the biggest. I think they're like the biggest, most popular, coolest Minecraft servers ever to come out.
Definitely.
How do you get so lucky to be with those group of people?
Yeah.
How do they get so lucky to be with you? What's the process?
Well,
how do you get void frogs in the server list? I don't know, wait list.
I'm definitely the lucky one in this situation. So you can imagine how surreal it was when I was added to the Mindcrack server after having watched Good. It's like I think I even likened it in one of my episodes at the time. I'm a huge Seinfeld fan. It's like okay, huge Seinfeld fan. All of a sudden, you're on set, and then all of a sudden, you're part of the cast. Like, it's insane to me that even happened. But the way I got in, Good was holding a contest, and for like a specific build. I think he just had to like catch his attention or something with the contest. And I submitted like sort of a museum with like the highlights of what I've seen so far on the server, and I won along with a few other people. I think Baj also won at the same time that I did. So yeah, that's how I got on Mindcrack. And then from Mindcrack, you make all kinds of friends, all kinds of connections. And so that's how eventually I got onto the Hermitcraft server as well. But the Mindcrack thing was just, it blew my mind at the time. It's still kind of crazy to think back. And
yeah, I was looking at the comment here on that video. Good. Okay, that was the most epic thing I've ever seen on YouTube. The redstone part was hilarious. You obviously ticked off his checklist of what he wanted on it.
I guess so. Yeah, is that his comment on my video?
That's his he's got the top comment there.
Nice.
I think awesome. I read you were how many? You only didn't have very many subscribers then. 4,000 or something like that.
I don't even think I had Did I have? I don't remember how many I had. I think I remember Good having 11,000 subscribers at the time. And I was like dumbfounded, like, oh, this guy, 11,000 subscribers, and he's talking to me, and I'm going to be on his server. And flash forward a few years later, and like he's grown exponentially, and everybody really has grown from that Mindcrack server exponentially. Who's continued to make videos. So it's nuts thinking about that. But yeah, that's funny that you brought that up. I haven't looked at those video comments in a long time.
Well, it's for me. It was it's kind of part of why I personally got into Minecraft, mostly Etho, but he brought me into watching your guys' videos and all that sort of stuff. And I kind of stopped watching around when I started doing maps and stuff. But I was really into your group's videos back when you did like the trial and
yeah,
I remember all the builds.
The pranks
I just
were
watched
huge too on the server.
Yeah, the pranks were you guys were. That's got to be why that series got so popular. I think the pranks were amazing.
The moment, the big like wow moment for me was when Good pranked me and he put vines all over my castle. And I think I'd already been playing a season before that. I think that was the season afterwards. But that's when my channel started blowing up because for some reason that video was on the YouTube algorithm. Like it was hitting its special qualities, whatever those are. But people were coming to watch that video, and that's when my channel started growing pretty fast. But I mean, the pranks on that server were always like nobody knew they were coming. So I don't know if people who are watching want some background info. Like nobody, I wouldn't say, hey, Good, I'm going to prank you. I wouldn't say that. I would just do it. I would do it knowing he wasn't going to be on at a certain time. Like we would look at each other's like login patterns and be like, okay, so he's usually on at this time. He won't be on at this time. So we would try to get it done as fast as possible, not to get discovered. And then that was it. It was done. We never warned each other beforehand, and we also always made sure they were never destructive, ever. There was usually no fire involved unless it was very controlled and safe. Definitely no TNT involved. And so that kept it, because at the end, we're friends, but I mean, we work hard on these projects. You don't want to see them destroyed, right? We don't want to get upset with each other. So we just made sure that it was all in good fun. Everybody loved the pranks, and everybody loved both giving and receiving them. So that was the pranks really, really attracted a lot of people to the server for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty phenomenal to see and to think about how back then you guys are running. And this is kind of a question too, where when we think about Mindcrack, we think of it now as being this amazing, huge thing that a lot of people love all around the world. Millions of people around the world love Mindcrack and Hermitcraft. But back then, you mentioned like Good only had like 11,000 subscribers. Mm-hmm. You only had maybe a couple thousand or maybe even a few hundred or something.
Yeah.
Back then, it was very different. It was a lot of like, I know a lot of people want to start an SMP. A lot of YouTubers want to start their own SMP. They want to be like Hermitcraft. They want to be like Mindcrack. They want to be like these other groups. But then they get discouraged because they're like, well, I'm still small. It's not going to work out. But you guys started small. You didn't just all of a sudden were like instantly big. You started small, you had fun, and eventually that fun caught on, and then things took off with those pranks.
Absolutely. And I always, whenever somebody tells me like, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, but it's really tough, I always tell everybody the same thing. Everybody starts their YouTube channel with 0 subscribers. Like PewDiePie didn't start with 1 million subscribers. He started at 0. All these big channels all start at 0 subscribers. You just do it. You stick with it. You do what you love. I think back then also consistency was a huge thing for me. I would always have scheduled videos, same time of day, pretty much every day or every other day. I think that helped a lot in growing the channel because people knew what to expect. But yeah, everybody starts at zero. Like if there's something you want to do and you love, just do it. Don't expect. That's the thing I also tell people. Don't expect it to just, grow into a massive thing overnight for sure. There's people that I know have been doing it for as long as I have, and they're still not able to make like make it a profession, like a full-time job. And that's okay too if you just want to do it for a hobby. But everybody starts at zero, but don't expect it to just go crazy. Just give it your best.
Don't
and
expect to hit
happens.
vintage beef numbers.
Or etho numbers.
Well, and it also depends on your definition of success too, right? Like
exactly.
Some people want to be full-time YouTubers pumping out 2-3 videos every day like you have, which is insane.
I have in the past, yes. At one point, I remember I was doing 3 to 4 videos a day. And
what?
That's my yearly amount I try to hit.
Well, now I'm lucky if I get 3 to 4 a week just because of how – that's another thing too. The game has – not the game specifically, not Minecraft specifically, but like the YouTube game has changed so much in the last 9 years that a video back then where I would just, start recording, do a bunch of stuff, 15 minutes later, cut the video and it's done. That is just not going to cut it these days. Like there is – you guys, honestly, with the Hermitcraft guys – there are not only hours, days worth of work that go into each episode. It is insane. Like you have to really pump out the best stuff you possibly have especially to hold your own against the guys on that server. They're all incredible content creators.
They are on fire. My kids watch Grian and Mumble all the time. Yeah. I'm like, can't you watch qmagnet? He's good video.
That Q guy's pretty good. Maybe watch some VintageBeef live streams. Head over to
that's right. There we go. So a lot of people, well, I'll make a claim. You are probably most known for Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, I searched your channel here, click on popular. First of all, you got the Steve versus Steve, which is a fairly old series. We'd love to have another one. They're hilarious. Then you've got Dragon Age Inquisition. You've got GTA, Conan Exiles. They're all like hugely popular videos. You've somehow, a lot of people get stuck in the Minecraft mold, and you've somehow just gotten your audience to embrace all of your content.
I think that was more for my own personal mental health than for the audience, because if I know, like I mentioned in that very first episode where I don't usually play the same game for very long, if I was just playing Minecraft, I probably would not still be playing Minecraft. I have to expand and play other games. The fact that they got popular, sure, like that's great. I wasn't expecting that. Dragon Age one is a weird one. I think I only did like 11 episodes on that thing, and that episode 1 has a ridiculous amount of views. Not sure how that
2.3 million, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Conan stuff, I played Conan for a long, long time, so I'm glad that one got popular. And then GTA with especially the one with, I believe it was Good and Pause. I mean, that was so much fun. But yeah, like I have to play other games for my own mental health and well-being. Otherwise, it's just too much. You get burnt out, and then your creativity suffers, and then your content suffers. So you gotta expand your horizons. For me, anyway. I know there's a lot of YouTubers, like Etho, for example, who we just mentioned, who he's dabbled in other games here and there. Yeah. I know I played Don't Starve with him and stuff, and he's played, I think, some other games. But 99%, it's all been Minecraft, and he's able to do it. But for myself personally, I wouldn't have been able to.
Hey, I got an idea. I just thought of this idea while you're talking. Since you're in the loops with Etho, my idol. Maybe we get him come on here. He do a face reveal, and
let me stop you right there. I don't even know what this man looks like. Okay, not that I've asked. I mean, I'm sure if I asked, he would probably send me a picture or something. But I don't really care what he looks like. He's an awesome dude, though. What you see on video is what you get off video. Like, awesome dude. Him and Pause too. Like those guys. If we lived close to each other, I feel like we'd hang out all the time.
Yeah, you know why they're so good, Stifler? Because they're Canadian. Yeah?
Oh, shut up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Team Canada, represent.
Shots fired.
Actually, digging
Don't
in
do
your
it.
past here, I got some controversy to bring up with you, Beef.
Oh, baby.
Okay, this is a certain niche group of your fan base that might have a problem with you.
Uh-oh.
Toronto man, Montreal Canadiens.
That's right.
What's going on there?
In 1993, okay, I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
I started watching hockey for the first time, and I had an idol. His name was Patrick Waugh. He was the goaltender for the Montreal Canadiens.
Of course.
And because of him, I became a Canadiens fan and have been one ever since, even when he got traded to the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, you're gonna get in fights if you bring that up too often around Toronto.
I
right?
know. I proudly wear my Canadiens jersey to Leafs versus Habs game in Toronto, and it sometimes ends poorly with with a lot of name calling and finger pointing. But I don't care. That's just
It's like the big rivalry. But you wear the Blue Jays hat.
I do. I like
don't-
the Jays.
You don't
like
switch
Jays.
to Montreal on.
No. I'm not one of those guys. Like I don't have to have the same city supported throughout all the sports markets. I
No?
support the no. I'm a huge Raptors fan. Like
Yeah.
I nowadays I'm way more into the Raptors than I am into any hockey at all.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. It's just more exciting for me.
Are you
And
sure
then,
you're
yeah, pretty
Canadian?
much. I know, right? Hey, we won the championship. So what are you talking about?
Yes, that's right.
Come on.
Yeah. Should
Look,
see
I
the
don't
parade.
Belongs here.
I don't want to be sick calling you any names now.
Hey, by the way, Vintage Beef. How do you pronounce the 26th letter of the alphabet?
No, come on. What is this? What is this?
It's just a standard question. It's a standard interview question.
Standard
It's
interview.
it's Zed.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in Detroit with
Oh, you're
right-
not too far away.
right with during the big Red Wings era, Gretzky and all them. And then I moved to Ohio, and then just last year I was with the Predators in Nashville. So
Oh.
so I had
Oh,
the
so
Red
you
Wings
got
and the
my,
Pred Wings.
You got my more recent favorite player, PK Subban.
Yeah.
In your city. I love PK.
Yeah.
When he got traded, I was heartbroken.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
sucks
Lucky
to
you
suck.
guys.
I'm sad though because I'm not in a city anymore that can really enjoy hockey too much. But anyway, that has nothing to do with you really at all. So
That's how this goes. I'll wheel it back in. This is a question that I am always, and you've probably been asked this before, but I'm always interested in what YouTubers who do it as a living do, how they came across this. You eventually came to the point where you said, I'm going to do this full time. And then you became even more successful at it. What was that switch that made it happen for you?
Oh, I have actually a really good story about that.
please share.
So I'd been doing. I'm already in the Mindcrack server at this point. My views are increasing. I think I made like $1,000 in 1 month. Really, very prior to this, like really close proximity to what happened. But I got let go. I got laid off from a job that I was doing. I was an automotive photographer for a company called Wheels.ca. Which I think they're not even in existence anymore now, or they might be, but just not in the same capacity. But yeah, they were downsizing because they couldn't compete with Auto Trader, who I also worked for, by the way, before that. But anyway, I digress. So they let me go, and I'd been looking for a job, and I was on my way to an interview, actually for Kijiji. Q, you'll know what Kijiji is.
Oh, I thought Kijiji was in the
Is it
US too.
worldwide?
It's only in Canada?
Stifflered, do you know what Kijiji is?
Never heard of Kijiji.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh,
It's
okay.
basically Craigslist for Canada.
Okay.
I
so
know
I
what
was
it
on-
is.
I was on my way to an interview, and I was in the car, had my tie, and I was just thinking about it like, oh, man, if I get this job, it's going to be 9 to 5. My channel's doing so well. It's growing constantly. What if I just put more time into it? I turned around on the way to the interview, came home and said, forget it. I'm just going to give this a chance for a couple months, see where it goes. I emailed the Kijiji lady who was going to interview me and be like, listen, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to make it in today. And I told her something about starting my own business, which I guess is technically true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I turned around that very day and I gave it my all starting that day. And it's just been uphill from there, really.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
I could have been a suit. Working at the Kijiji offices.
Yep. And I'm so glad that we get you as a beard and sunglasses instead.
And very often pajamas kind of guy.
It's the work uniform. I'm in my work clothes, dear.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty fantastic. Man, that's so cool. I love hearing that because, there are times where you hear people who want to go all in on it, and they're just a little bit, they're afraid to pull that trigger, They're doing well with it, and they're afraid to pull that trigger. And maybe today it's different than it was back then. Like you said, the YouTube game has totally changed.
It is tougher today for sure.
But still, man, shoot your shot and you got it.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I hadn't been laid off, I probably would not have gotten the opportunity to shoot my shot. I probably would have played it safe and continued to work where I was working. But and still do the YouTube thing on the side because that's what I'd been doing. But I couldn't give it my full attention at that point.
Hey, actually, this is an interesting subject because I've noticed a few YouTubers who are quite successful, and also some YouTube educators. I'm sure you know the guys, the people who teach YouTubers how to YouTube. And there's a lot of discussion lately I've noticed on the Twitterverse of like luck doesn't exist. That it's all about hard work. Put in your hard work.
It's all about the red
doesn't exist.
Arrows and circles on the thumbnail.
That's right.
That does not. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Luck is a huge. There's so many great content creators that I watch that I even like watch tutorials from, and I shout them out in my videos whenever I do. But they don't have nearly the attention they deserve. Like it's ridiculous. Like some of the people I've played with even in the past, like guys on I started a server called SourceBlock not too long ago. They're now, I think they rebranded as Legacy SMP. They've got so many amazing content creators on that server.
Yeah.
Like these guys deserve million+ subscribers, but they're all doing well, like 250,000 subscribers, 300,000, 400,000, whatever it is, but they deserve to be more popular. And it is about luck. Like it really just takes a couple videos to, hit that magic, algorithm on YouTube, and you get noticed, and then people are like, hey, this guy's pretty good. Let me subscribe. Yep. So, hard work, obviously. Like nobody's going to stumble on your channel and subscribe if the videos are terrible, right?
Yeah.
They've got to be good in the first place, but you do need that little bit of luck to have some extra eyes come across them.
So would you agree with this statement? I've always liked this quote. Success is 50% dumb luck and 50% preparation for that dumb luck.
I would agree with the quote. In terms of the percentages, I'm not sure. I'd have to read into it. I would say it's probably like
51,
I would put it more like
49.
90% hard work and then the 10% dumb luck.
Yeah.
Because you just need a little bit of luck to push you over the edge, but you have to make sure that you're ready with good quality stuff.
Did you say you started that SourceBlock Legacy?
I started SourceBlock, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
You were actually I should have researched this. You were actually filming on this server?
Yeah, I was on the server.
Okay.
I started and recruited all the people that were on the server. All great people, which is why I recruited them, obviously. But then, Hermitcraft came calling, and it's like, oh man, so many of my friends are playing on the server. The server's huge. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I actually had to really think about it for a long time. And then when they started a new season, I figured that was the time to jump in. And then the other guys continued on, and they're now playing as Legacy SMP.
Yeah,
I believe it's called.
I had just heard about them a few months ago.
Well, I again, not. I'll just say, I'm not involved with Legacy SMP, but my company actually hosts them, so I've had the chance to get them set up.
That's awesome.
Was working with F-Whip and Pearlescent this morning. Yeah,
Mystical Sausage.
Yep.
Mythical, not
mythical.
Okay.
Apparently, mythical sausage is
Flexing.
to blame
I see what it
for making their end incredibly huge. It's a huge world because of mythical sausage. So I'm gonna put that out there so that he can hear.
Yeah, it does not surprise me.
That's super cool though. Small world that you're connected with that.
When it piqued my interest when you said you started that server, because then I'm thinking, how many are you able to balance? Because you haven't done a Mindcrack. I don't even know what the state of Mindcrack is. Maybe you can go over that. But you were doing both at the same time. Mm-hmm. Plus other series. Like, do you ever log into the one world and go like, Oh, I built that in the other server. Wait a minute. I got to switch.
That happens.
Yeah.
It does happen. Yeah, well, that goes back to my comment earlier about how YouTube has changed so much. Like back years ago, you could balance all this stuff because, it was mostly like, get on a server, do a little bit of editing. Obviously, you want to make some progress in your episode and make it entertaining for the people. But that was doable with 2 or 3 servers, probably more 2. I don't think I've ever balanced 3 servers at once. But nowadays, it takes me days to make one episode for one server, so I couldn't do it nowadays. But yeah, I used to balance a bunch of stuff at the same time, and non-Minecraft stuff too, in addition to Minecraft stuff. So yeah, it's a grind. It can be a grind. You got to put in the work.
Yeah, definitely. With that grind. Now, you had run some of those other servers. Have you ever done a Patreon server or something like that private with just your subscribers or fans?
Yeah, it's still active. I started it 2 years ago, wildly successful. Had no idea it was going to go that well.
Nice.
Did a series of videos from the server itself with patrons, which was kind of cool. Like
That's
playing
cool.
with the people that watch you, and it was awesome. I get to see their builds. They're all way better builders than I am. It's crazy. Everybody is just so amazing. But yeah, that server is still going, and recently partnered up with a mod developer, and we started a zoo building server. So it's basically a mod pack that includes animals and all kinds of other things that you'll need to build your own zoo in Minecraft and then maintain it. And so there's people hopping onto that server now as well.
That's super cool. Yeah,
zoo.
You've got the.
How do you spell that again? What's the first letter in zoo? I forgot.
You've got that zoo series, so the ZOO series. Now that's been going for about a month or so.
I think you got the wrong series.
Huh?
I think you got the wrong series.
I'm building a zoo.
I don't know what you said. Some weird foreign language thing.
Well, anyway, however you spell it, the zoo series. Now that's just single player.
That
right?
is just single player, yes.
But then you do have that other multiplayer patron server.
Just started. The multiplayer server is maybe a week old, so it literally just started. Yeah.
Okay, how can people get on it if they wanna get involved in that? Can they?
Well, there's 2 ways. So it's a Patreon related thing. So if you subscribe to my Patreon server at the $15 a month tier, you have access to the vanilla server and all of our modded servers, which includes the zoo server.
Nice.
Or you can sign up with the Zawa people, which is the mod creator themselves, and they have a $10 tier where you can access just the zoo server. So you got a couple options there. And obviously that money goes towards, create or maintaining the server, hosting the server. We moderate our servers very closely. There's anti-griefing. There's it's very heavily moderated to make sure everybody has a positive experience on the server. There's no bad stuff that happens, and if it does, it's quickly dealt with.
Sure. And I'm guessing that you have a pretty solid team that handles most of those nitty-gritty details.
Yeah, I've got 2 main people, Frog Person and Tilted Wings. They handle the majority of that stuff, and then they have people themselves that they sort of overlook and see and oversee. But yeah, those 2 people have been indispensable to me.
Nice. We love the shout-outs here.
Yeah, totally. Right on.
So my obviously I knew you from Mindcrack and stuff, but I more watched your videos when you started playing Diversity and all that sort of thing. You've done a lot of custom maps, and it's kind of an interesting state now because I don't think a lot of YouTubers are playing custom maps as much. Do you find that?
Oh, I definitely agree with you. I did a recent one with another shout out with one of my patrons. Let me see what the map is called. I'm trying to look it up now. But it was sort of like a escape room map. And that's the most recent one I've done, which is unfortunate because I love them. I really do. It was called Evershift Manor Minecraft Escape Room Evershift Manor. So that was so much fun, and I did that with Stenstone, who is a member of my Patreon server. Now we've become friends, and we do stuff together every so often. So yeah, we were looking for maps to do, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of new custom maps that are coming out, which is a shame for me, but I can understand. They take so much time and effort to make. So it's almost like if you take all this time and all this effort to make them and then nobody plays them, it's kind of like, kind of like a shot to the gut. So I can understand why, but I just wish there were a few more.
Well, you have that whole marketplace bedrock version of Minecraft. You don't get into that, do you?
I have not. No, not as of yet. I don't see it happening either. It's just everything that I do is really heavily dependent on Java. So probably stay that way.
Have you seen? I know you're not really too much into Redstone, but have you seen these new Redstone changes? That I haven't touched them, so I don't know. But a lot of people are kind of up in the air about it.
Yeah, I've heard of them. I have not seen them personally. I've actually been more involved with Redstone in the new season of Hermitcraft. Created a crazy llama dispensing llama that is like my pride and joy.
Yeah.
It took me an embarrassingly long time to make because of all the redstone involved. It probably would have taken a redstone expert maybe a couple hours, but for me it took me like a couple days. But yeah, I have not seen the changes specifically, but I have heard that there are mixed feelings at best.
I was trying to get you all upset about it. How dare they change it?
Talk to me about vertical slabs, then you'll get me upset. I mean, why aren't those in the game yet?
Oh, yeah. Now we know the trigger points. Vertical slabs. I see.
Yep. We'll bring those up again later.
Concrete slabs.
We'll get there. Hey, actually, I gotta say with Hermitcraft, over the last couple of seasons, now I started watching at the end of season 4. I came back and started watching, and I gotta say, season 6 and 7, you guys have been phenomenal over there. Like, I can't quite put my finger on what exactly is going on, but the episodes and the storylines and the editing and the builds, like it just feels like it's gone to this other level of entertainment.
It goes back to what I was saying before about the people on the server. Like, they are so talented. You want to create videos. Like, for me, I'm thinking about making a video. I'm like, okay, I know that the viewers will love this, but I want to make sure people on the server, if they see the video, they're like, hey, that's a cool video. Because they're so good at what they do that you almost don't want to let them down. You know what I mean? Totally. And so I think everybody sort of builds on that. And everybody has these amazing, epic videos. Every video takes ridiculous amount of time to finish, and you watch them and they're like a little mini movie in and of themselves. I'm just so impressed with everybody right now on the Hermitcraft server. It's unbelievable.
Here's something that I'm curious about, and I tried to do a vanilla survival series years ago, and trying to come from command blocks back into vanilla is incredibly difficult. How do you get past the grind of, I need iron, I need wool, I need this to go build this cool thing that I can show everybody?
Yeah, that's like 90% of it, really. The behind the camera stuff is like 90% of it is that tedious grind that you have to just, that's part of the job, really. To me, if I know I'm not going to be, I always have my finger on the record button just in case something crazy happens. But for the most part, if I know I'm just going to be gathering materials, I just put some music on and just like, or put a podcast on and just listen to it while I gather what I need. And then when it's time to build, I get that recording finger a little bit more ready. And
so there's no
snippets and stuff.
There's no little slash game mode creative in the background. Look what I just got, guys. I got 14 elytras.
Oh man, it doesn't happen for sure on Hermitcraft, I'll tell you that much. And you know what? If it did happen on other servers, I wouldn't blame them because it's just a huge time-saving tool. I mean, obviously, if you're gonna slash give yourself diamonds, it's kind of cheaty. But if all you need to do is collect 10 stacks of cobble. Just give yourself the 10 stacks of cobble. I don't blame you guys. It doesn't happen on Hermitcraft ever. But if it happens somewhere else, I really would not blame you guys.
I know there was a YouTuber, I won't say who. He doesn't do YouTube anymore. But he was caught either on YouTube or Twitch in creative mode when he's supposed to be doing this vanilla survival thing. And so he had to do this response video of it. And I'm just like,
What was this? What did he apologize for? Like,
he's like, whatever. I'm going around getting this stuff and trying to beat the grind. It doesn't even matter. I'm like, cringe.
I mean, he's technically right
Yeah.
if he's just like trying to save himself some time.
Just flying over there. I don't know how you do. I'm like, as soon as you go into command blocks, it's like, I don't even want to pick up a pickaxe again.
Yeah, I bet.
Do you do command block? Have you ever done command blocks, Beef?
Never. No.
Never?
Never.
Not
have
even
dealt
a
with
single command block.
Not even a single one. I don't think I've ever even placed one.
Ooh. New adventure.
What's a crafting recipe for a command block?
Beef places a command block and then
didn't you
stares
guys
at
have
it, wondering what to do.
Wasn't there an April Fool's about a crafting recipe for a command block or something like that?
There could have been.
I thought you.
I wouldn't have been involved in it.
Oh,
I don't know what command blocks are.
you don't?
I know they're kind of peachy colored.
Well, they have 3 colors now, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Moving on up.
Yeah, you're already into 1.9. Good job. Let's give a little, what do you call it? Like, group hug or... I wanted to gush on Ellie Beatmaker. Because that dude is the reason why we got you on here. So...
Ellie is awesome.
I love Ellie. We love Ellie.
I've recently started. He actually made a song for me. You know how he does remixes and stuff, obviously, right? So he's done that for me before.
Yeah.
But years ago, I think I probably approached him saying something like, "Hey, I would love an intro song, like an actual track, made just for me," and he made it for me. And I recently reintroduced it in my Hermitcraft series, and everybody loves it. It's it's just the fact that he would take his time to do that for me is awesome, and I love the song. It's called Soaking Neptune, by the way, if you want to look it up.
You can go to his channel. And the reason he's so cool is because he's another Canadian. Just want to put that in there.
Yeah, right. And he's also been on the podcast. But
also been on the podcast.
He is genuinely excited. Like, Ellie is awesome because he loves people. Like, he's just an encouraging guy. But he was genuinely excited. I was actually talking with him earlier about you, and asking if I could get the instrumental for your song "Sound of Mining." And if you're cool with it, I would love to put those little clips in the background right now so people can kind of hear a little. But he is genuinely excited about making these tracks for you. And, he was gushing about that and just excited
So
to
creative.
share.
Like, he's really talented. I think I've even approached him in the past, like, hey, I know this guy who needs, because I know a couple people who do music, like, for themselves, and they just need a track. This goes back to our hip hop conversation. But yeah, like, I'm like, hey man, if you ever want somebody, if you ever looking to sell some of your music to some of these guys, like, they would love to have your beats in the background for them. So I've approached him about stuff like that, but he's like listen, this guy, he's a genius. He's not forced into doing anything, really. He is so talented. He does things when he wants, if he wants, and how he wants, and it always comes out incredible. So I never question any of his decisions.
Okay, this is kind of a bunny trail down this, because I wasn't going to get this involved with him because we're both all big fans of him. When you finally hear a remix of your Let's Play in his song,
That was my question.
Like he doesn't tell you, does he? It just shows up, or what's the process? I'm interested in what your reaction is. Actually, is really.
I don't think he's told me in the past. I think the more recent one, the Sounds of Mining. I think he did tell me, only because people had been asking him to remix it, and he's like, "Oh, let me listen to this." And then he reached out to me to ask for like the clean, not clean. I shouldn't. It's not like I was swearing. I mean, like the just the voice instead of with all the Minecraft background stuff happening. Yeah. So he actually reached out to ask me for the clip of it, and I happen to have it still. Which I honestly, I delete stuff as soon as it's rendered. I pretty much delete it off my computer because of how much space it takes. But anyway, so I sent it to him. So that one I knew was coming, but anything else that he's done in the past, I have not known was coming, and it's always a nice surprise.
You get tweet bombed or something. Hey, there's a remix of yours, and you freak out.
Pretty much, yeah. And then you go over and you listen to it, and it's like, wow, that is that's impressive. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite thing that he's done of yours clip that he's taken of yours and remix that we should tell people to go and listen to?
I think my favorite is that Soaking Neptune music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a remix of anything that I've said, but that song could be a track like on any sort of, I don't know what the genre. I'm not good with genres, but it's just so good. It's just so good. And he made it just for me. So I feel kind of special about that.
And you have that now as the intro on your Hermitcraft videos?
Yeah, I think my last 2 or 3 videos I've used it as the intro and some more of it as the outro. And yeah, it's people love it. Every time I play it, there's people in the comments saying, "Oh man, this brings me back. This was great."
Awesome. Check the description for a link. Go listen to it.
Yeah,
if you remember to put it in there.
I'll remember.
Okay, we're approaching the next section here, getting close to it. So we're gonna wrap some of this stuff up, but you finally made the decision. Okay, world, I'm a real human being. I'm gonna show my face. I'm going to start vlogging, I guess. Like, I know you had a lot of it was to do with Minecon in 2013, I think.
Yeah,
but
it was pretty much all of it.
Yeah,
had to do with that.
well, you also started vlogging.
Right. I figured after I showed my face, it's like, okay, well, here, let's try this format that people have been doing, and that was fun for a little bit as well. Haven't really done that in a very long time. But the reason I showed my face was just because I was going to Minecon. It was going to happen eventually. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, here it is. And I think it was Good that revealed it on one of his videos.
Yep.
And then later on, I decided to try this vlog thing because it was interesting. Had that Casey Neistat influence a little bit. And like, wow, this guy's really bringing the vlog game to the next level.
Yep.
Definitely didn't do anything anywhere close to that with the drones and the all that wonderful stuff that he does, but I thought it would be fun to try, and it was for the time. But yeah, focusing more on the gaming stuff since then.
Except
your face reveal, somebody tries to lick your face.
It was pause. Yeah.
Pause. Pause on pause. Licking.
That's right.
So that would have been the first time you guys met.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It would have been.
Wow.
And we hung out. Like, it's crazy. You never see these people in person, but you talk to them and interact with them so often. You see them in person, it's like you've known them forever. Yeah. It doesn't matter what they look like, really, or what you think they look like. As soon as you hear the voice, it's like, oh, you're the guy I've been hanging out with for 4 years or 5 years or whatever it was.
So I was going to say, no vlogging, except you have the house into home.
Yeah,
that was not too long ago. No,
I think it was probably October or something of last year, maybe a little earlier. Probably a little earlier. But yeah, that is owned and operated by my beautiful wife, Kristen. Mm-hmm. She does all the editing on that. I started doing the editing, but she sees how busy I am, and she offered to learn it all herself. And the best part is, I didn't even have to teach her. But here's why. Not that I didn't want to. Yeah. So she uses a Mac. I do not. I have no idea what to do on a Mac. So she had to kind of learn all that stuff by herself. Yeah. And she's done an amazing job editing those videos. So yeah, that's if you're thirsty for some beefy vlog action, that's as close as you're gonna get.
Nice. Shout out to Kristen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of a little bit more close to my home because I'm actually a plumber. So I was like, oh, you're going into my territory, eh?
Might be needing your services soon. Got to reconfigure a couple of these bathrooms.
Yeah. But you did you hired guys, but you also did a bunch of it yourself. Did you not?
Yeah, we do as much of what we are confident doing as we can. So all the more complicated stuff, we definitely hire the professionals, but the simpler stuff we will do ourselves for sure.
What's the hardest one? What's the one thing you would? I'm never doing that ever.
I'm willing to try a lot of stuff, to be honest with you. But one thing I probably shouldn't and haven't yet is electrical. I don't want to mess with electrical. I know how it works, and I'm confident I can do it, but I don't want to be responsible if the house burns down.
It was an electrical fire, I swear.
I understand that fear 100%. Not interested in it. Man.
All right. Well, one last thing to wrap up, and then we're going to go into some fun section. I don't know if you've seen this far into a show before. We got some random questions for you.
Yep.
But just to finish off the Minecraft talk here, I'm going back to May 23rd, 2011. On the Minecraft forums, VintageBeef, young, unknown subscriber. Let me see. What does it say? How many subscribers? 300, I think.
Did I already have 300 at that point? That impresses even me. That's like a month after I started my channel.
Yeah.
250.
Can I tell you what it says?
250.
Can I tell you what the post will say?
What does it say?
You know it?
You know it.
I think I remember
What's it say?
I think I said something because at the time it was just like a lot of high energy dudes, and I think I said adult owned and operated. Or something like that, right? Or for adults or something like that?
No, I didn't see that. Okay, this is what I was going to say.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Started a Minecraft LP over a month ago. Already have 250 subs with 12,000 total video views, all in bold.
Nice.
Go on a bunch of stuff. And then you say, this is the key quote here, okay, people? VintageBeef. This is his quote. I should also add that I, in bold letters, read and answer every single comment on my videos. Man. I know there's a lot of LPers out there that don't do that, and it pisses people off. It pisses me off, too. So I made a point to be complete opposite and read and answer everything. You must be really
Better
busy.
Still be.
I did that. I don't do that anymore. I have to be honest.
Lie.
I can't. I did that all the way up to 11,000 subscribers.
Good for
I would
you.
read and reply to every single comment at 11,000 subscribers, and then it just got to be where I was spending more time doing that than actually making the videos. Man. So I had to stop.
Yeah, you probably get 11,000 comments on each video now.
There's a lot. There's a lot sometimes, yeah.
Well, I've made this offer before, so I'll make it to you.
Oh yeah,
I'm more than happy to be VintageBeef. I can reply to all your comments for you, so you can be a man of your word again.
He's made this offer
for me, so you might as well start replying to comments for me too.
We've had other guests on, and he's like, "I'll be VintageBeef." To everybody.
Yeah, that's right. He's made that offer to everybody. I'll be Vintage.
Like, what are you talking
confused, about? Like, huh? Hey, before we get to those next segments, I have to ask you if you wouldn't mind doing one thing for me.
Sure.
So many people are gonna want this. They want to know this thing. They might tune in. You know it's true, man. And I hate that this is true, but it is true. So many people are going to tune in and just want to know how to create an SMP as good as Mindcrack or Hermitcraft or Legacy SMP or, SMP Live or any of these others. Can you give it a tip to these YouTubers, these other content creators who are starting their SMPs? Give them a tip, a few words on how they can find that kind of success or that kind of fun or something along those lines?
Okay, so I think the common denominator for all those servers is that the people on the servers are actually friends and they talk to each other outside the server. They hang out. They might even play other games together. I think that's probably key. There's no real hard and fast rule to it. Otherwise, I mean, everybody would be doing it if there was like a magical sauce.
Yeah.
Or a mythical sausage.
Shout out.
But yeah, I think you guys have to get your friends on. Like, don't start with like the mindset of, let me get all these YouTubers on and then we'll create content together. How about start with a couple of your friends? That's how Good started. He started with like his real life friends, and then it evolved and he invited other people on and we all became friends. But that's how it started with Mindcrack. It's just a couple of friends playing. And that's how I started personally with my buddy Rui. I mean, we didn't make any videos, but that's what makes it the most fun, and fun translates into good content.
Yeah. Yeah. People can hear if you're smiling.
Yeah, exactly. I say that all the time. Yeah. I never record an episode when I'm not. Really? I have to be smiling the whole
really
time.
Are VintageBeef. Wow.
Oh man, right on. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Beautiful.
All the people.
I'm still geeking out that we actually got VintageBeef on this show.
I know, it kind of clicks every once in a while. It's like, wait a second, hold on.
Okay, so we are gonna move on to a couple of fun segments.
There you go.
Even though it was already fun.
The whole thing has been fun.
This time, I have not named it because Stiflers kindly called it Fire Grilled. Fire Grilled, I guess. That's the segment.
Yep.
This is our five random questions for you. 5 Fire Grilled. 5 random questions for you. We used to call it rapid fire, but we took like way too long. They weren't really rapid, so you can take as much time as you want.
Medium rate fire.
Medium rare.
There we go.
All right, so question number... Yeah, there is 5. Okay, good. Question number 1. This is your question. I'll go to question number 2. You can ask question number 1.
Oh, okay. All right, go
Okay. Gordon Ramsay. You're aware of this individual?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That was first question. Want you to cook a meal for him. What would you choose to cook?
Oh, okay. Let me think. What am I good at?
Yeah, that's the question. Is it good enough for Gordon?
I mean, I don't want to get called a mule or whatever he calls people that don't cook good meals for him. Let me think. Recently, I've been trying some gluten-free stuff because I've been having some adverse reactions that I think can be attributed to gluten. So I've actually come up with a really nice gluten-free chicken Parmigiana.
Ooh.
A nice gluten-free bread crust on it, little egg and the chicken, cover it with some nice tomato sauce, and then serve it over some gluten-free pasta. Hold up. And it's pretty good.
Did you say egg on the chicken?
Yes.
Isn't that like
yes.
egg? That's like baby on the mama.
I mean, it's not technically a baby; it's unfertilized, so it's something else. But yeah, you just coat it so that the gluten-free breadcrumbs really stick.
All
to
right,
it.
We're gonna clip that, put it on Twitter, send it to Gordon. Everybody spam Gordon Ramsay, see if he's gonna like it or if he's gonna put 2 pieces of bread around your head and call you an idiot.
You know,
sandwich.
It's interesting that you didn't pick beef for your food.
I don't actually eat a lot of red meat.
Really?
Wow.
Like very rarely. I eat a lot of chicken.
Only the vintage stuff.
Yeah, the old stuff.
Yeah.
I make sure I pull it out from the back of the fridge. It's been there a couple months.
So he doesn't answer. He doesn't reply to all comments, and he doesn't actually like red meat. So
I'm a fraud.
find out what else there
I am a
is.
fraud.
All right, question number 2 of Fire Grilled. You once did some work with Microsoft to promote Forza.
Yes.
They flew you, where was it, to Italy?
Oh my gosh. Yes, they flew me to Italy, and then we drove from Italy all the way over to Spain.
That's incredible. So you got to drive around in these awesome sports cars to promote Forza. If you were hired to promote another video game and the company actually teleported you into that game universe to promote it, which would you choose?
Oh my gosh. These are tough. Let me think here.
Just wait till we get to the trivia.
I would say, I mean, am I in a danger of bodily harm?
I mean, if that's the game.
Well, GTA might be fun, right?
That
I
could
could
be
just
fun.
Right? Like, are we talking about just the actual level design? Or are we talking about game mechanics? Because running around stealing any car that I want, not that I would ever do that in real life, but I mean, think of all the cars that I could drive. I'm a big car fanatic, so think of all the different types of cars that I could drive. It would be amazing.
You could even, type in cheats somehow and get a helicopter or a jet or something like that.
You better believe it, and then crash it immediately because I've never been good at flying those things in those games.
Exactly. Yeah, why not? Hey, GTA, that's cool.
I'll take a trick. Probably not what people are expecting me to say, but yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's live a little.
That sounds great. That sounds great to me. I was kind of hoping you would say like Doom Eternal, but I can see how that might be a little bit risky.
Is that a first person shooter?
It is a first person shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
You don't like first person shooters.
I do not like FPS games.
So
no, I was gonna say, remember, good times with automobiles.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's right. That's the GTA. That totally stands for good times.
Okay, then we're going into a little bit hits close to home here. This has a correct answer.
Okay.
Is it mac and cheese or Kraft dinner?
What about KD?
We could accept KD. We could accept
I
KD.
call it KD.
You call it KD?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, let's cook up some KD.
My favorite part is Stifler's face having no idea what we're talking about. I love it.
Craft dinner. KD.
It's national food before poutine took over as the popular one.
No.
It's just macaroni and cheese in a box, dude. It's really not that. It's really not that great.
It's the greatest food.
What is your ketchup to KD ratio?
Top layer swirls from the outside in, and then mix it up a little bit. But I never reapply ketchup. Just the top layer, and then that's it.
No,
so you don't. My kids, they have to have the smiley face. You don't need that one.
Oh, that's very creative. I do the whole Dreamcast logo.
Oh,
there's an old reference for you guys.
Hey.
Yeah,
I'm a barbecue sauce man myself, but
on KD.
Yeah.
Or mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Yeah.
Oh, I've never tried KD. I might have to try that sometime.
Yeah. I advise.
I've never tried the barbecue sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, you've had KD, I guess.
Oh yeah, I definitely had the KD. Sorry, the barbecue sauce I've never tried. You know what's really good? Peanut butter and hot sauce on toast. I'm not even joking. No. You know, somebody.
I don't.
I can see both of your disgusted faces.
I think I know the problem with your gluten-free diet, Beef. You might want to change a few other things.
I haven't had it in a while, but somebody at work back when I was working at Loblaws, somebody at work told me, "Hey, try this," and I'm like, "Okay, what is it?" And they told me, and I'm like, "I'm not eating that." I tried it; it was really good.
Sounds
really good.
You know, that reminds me. Our very
good enough for Gordon.
Good enough for Gordon. Our very first guest had said something about trying beans and noodles on pizza. It's just as disgusting.
Yeah.
What is all?
I have not tried that.
You guys would be friends.
We need to do like a collage of all the odd food choices from the Minecraft community that have been on the show. We'll just splice them together. Okay,
giant
try this.
Size lasagna. Yeah, it's all gross. All right, question number 4. Well, this is taking forever. These rapid questions.
Rapid.
Worst game mechanic ever in a video game.
Worst game mechanic.
Controller throwing worst.
Yeah.
Oh man, I always hated the inverted axis for any sort of like first-person shooters. When the thing is inverted, the thumbstick is inverted.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
You can't do flight simulators then.
I cannot do flight simulators. I cannot. If I'm pointing up, it should be going up. It's not supposed to be going down. I can't do that. I will throw a controller. I can't and no matter how many times I try, I just can't get used to it. It's like a no play. It's a game breaker for me if I can't change that.
Wasn't there a game that it was a popular? Oh, you don't play shooters. I'm pretty sure it was. There was a shooter that you couldn't change it because I went for like 10 years on inverted.
GoldenEye?
It might have been GoldenEye.
Who knows?
And they forced me. No,
I don't know.
Shooters. No shooters.
Well, this explains why you can't fly in GTA.
Yeah,
that's right. Just can't get used to that.
All right. Okay. Last question in the fire grilled.
Yeah.
Have that one on the splash. Okay. Now we did a little research, and you have some Portuguese in you. I don't know if you were born there or you moved when you were young, or your parents were.
Yeah.
Oh, just riffing off that. Has a particular accent. What would you say is the best accent of all time? Either in real life, in a movie, a person, and like that. The coolest.
Ooh, best accent of all time. I really like Irish accents. I think they're kind of cool. I really also like South African accents. I think are kind of cool. And then Southern accents, but I don't know how many Southern accents there are in the States. Are there a lot, or is there just one?
There are some differences between Texas Southern and Georgia
New
Southern.
Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nolans. You don't say New Orleans. Come on.
I think I would have to pick those. I can't pick one out of those 3. I think
Irish.
I like them all.
So I want to see this Royal Rumble then. No. Battle of the accents. You guys did it.
Top of the morning to you. Howdy, partner. And then whatever a South African accent would be.
Yeah, it's very actually Rendog on Hermitcraft has a South African accent.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's really I could listen to that man talk all day.
Rendiggity dog. Oh boy. Well, hey, that was fun. That was Fire Grill.
Yeah.
Fire
With
Grill.
qmagnet.
Fire grill.
We're putting you under the hot seat next. The last segment.
Okay.
We have a last segment. Now,
Okay.
this one, that was kind of like the Fire Grilled segment, a little bit of a warm-up. We're asking you these quick questions, okay? This time, Void Frogs Trivia, okay?
Okay.
We got 5 questions for you.
All right.
Each of these 5 questions, there's a timer in my brain.
Okay.
You got to answer in that time. Most of the time, we're pretty lenient on people, but
Too lenient. But
not
this time we're bringing in the big shot. No more leniency.
bringing the heat, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to cook.
I'm ready.
We're going to cook that beef, okay?
Oh my
Yeah.
That's what's
gosh.
happening.
That's right.
All right.
So Void Frogs Trivia, 5 questions. I'm not going to tell you what the category is.
You're not going to tell him.
Okay.
That's
You'll
even
figure it out
worse.
in that time. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
All
in
right.
that time. Okay. You ready, sir?
I'm ready.
All right, great. Question number 1. This famous style of facial hair is easily recognizable by the incredibly long mustache tendrils that can extend down below the chin, and quite often a third patch grown from the chin, extending the hairstyle even further.
Okay. Is that the Fu Manchu?
You got it.
Nailed it.
First
Nailed it.
one
Ding, ding.
correct. Good job.
One for
For
one.
Okay.
That was
Sweet.
confident, serious. This man is.
I'm ready.
He wants
And-
to
I take my trivia very seriously.
Yeah, we forgot to mention the winner. If you get all 5 correct, you get to switch YouTube channels with us. The high honor.
Okay. All right. Something to think about.
Okay. All right. Question number 2. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I didn't write this. I think the grammar is messing me up. What fast food restaurant was known in the 80s for the catchphrase in their commercials, "Where's the beef?"
That was Wendy's, correct?
Yeah.
got this.
2 for 2.
Ding, ding.
2 for 2. Get your channels ready,
For
boys.
2.
Let's go.
Sweet.
No, hey, I'll throw in my other channel too. We'll just throw
Whoa.
everything in there.
3 for 1 deal. Is that what's happening?
That's what's
Jeepers.
happening.
Will you still stream for me?
Yes, I'll still stream for you.
Fantastic.
I'll do that just for you. For you. Yeah, that sounds great. Question number 3. The demon barber of Fleet Street has been dancing and singing his way around London since 1979, serving delicious meat pies and catching victims, bearded travelers unaware. Who was the actor that played him in the 2007 film adaptation?
Johnny Depp.
Whoa, I don't think we've
man-
Come on,
ever
guys.
had a guest who's so confident in
Jeez.
the
Come on,
trivia
guys. I thought
before.
this was going to be hard.
Oh, just wait. You just wait. They're
All
getting
right.
tougher now.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, this is good.
All right.
This is good.
Now I'm
I'm
about
excited.
to offend. I'm about to offend an entire nation with this word pronunciation, I think. Because I don't know how to say it. But I believe it's called Wagyu.
Oh, my.
Okay.
Wagyu is a particularly delicious cut of beef. What'd you say?
We'll go
Wagyu?
with that. Wagyu. We'll go with
Wagyu. Wagyu. It's known as being one of the rarest and most expensive in the world. What region of Japan is it particularly known for being made?
Oh. Region? Are we talking like geographical? I don't know. The South region?
that. There's a name. So, like, you have Tokyo, Kyoto. Those are cities, but, like, there's a... Like, those cities have a name. So, the region that this beef is from has a name. What is that name?
I'm gonna go with Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Incorrect answer.
What I will say is that it's not a city.
Oh,
It's It's not
Okay.
It's not a city. It's a region.
This is him not being lenient on the trivia.
Yep. I'm not lenient. I promise.
Okay. What was the other options you gave me?
Okay. So I'll give you
Is this a multiple choice?
No, so we've done multiple choice, but we don't have any multiple choice for you. But what I will do
Okay.
is I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint.
Look at him. He's like
We call it in the question Wagyu, okay, or Wagyu,
Wagyu.
however, WAGYU. But that's
Yes.
not what it is popularly known as.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why we gave that name is because what it is popularly known as is the name of the region.
Is it the same as the Kobe beef? Is that the thing? Kobe is
You got it.
Oh man, I don't eat beef, guys. This is believe it or not.
Well,
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
You
Okay.
got
I
it.
didn't know
Remember,
that
we're
was-
no longer lenient on trivia.
I didn't know that was like the same sort of thing. I
Yep.
thought that.
Now you do.
Cool.
You wouldn't have known
excellent.
until you came on the Void Frogs podcast.
yeah. I
Now
believe
remember-
that Wagyu actually translates from Japanese as just like
Vintage beef.
beef. No, not vintage. It's just like beef. So
Oh, I see.
yeah, so Kobe is the region that's
Beef.
All right. Hey,
Yeah, beef.
You're
I'm
4
into
for
beef.
4.
we'll call
Well,
it.
kind of. I'm not going to give myself that last one, but you guys can.
If
want.
you get one more right, you'll be the proud
Yeah.
owner of the Void Frogs podcast YouTube channel.
Okay.
We will take
Look,
good
man.
care of the Vintage Beef YouTube channel.
That's right. He says if you guys want to give that to me, we have people with like 8 out of 5. All right, like so don't worry about it. Okay, question
All right.
number 5, last one.
All right.
Get it. With a groovy beard and an afro that would make the 70s jealous, Bob Ross painted his way into our hearts with happy little trees and genuine care. What U.S. military branch did he serve in for 20 years, eventually gaining the rank of Master Sergeant?
Oh man, U.S. military branches. I'm gonna go with the Air Force.
Is that your final answer?
I'm just looking into your eyes. I'm seeing if you want me to change my answer. Yeah, let's do that. Final answer.
Good job! Congratulations!
Oh, that was
Yeah.
a complete guess, guys. I gotta be honest.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Fantastic.
Hey,
Oh, wait a sec. Wait. I thought I read he was a drill sergeant. And he
No, he-
was tired of yelling at people, and that's why he did painting.
I don't know if that's true, but he was a Master Sergeant in the Air Force.
Wow. Good for Bob Ross.
Good for Bob Ross, indeed. And also, good for you. You now are the proud owner. Do we need
Wow.
to, like, contact your lawyer?
Yeah.
Like, anything?
Yeah,
like
I'm
that?
looking
I'll let my
forward
people-
to it.
Call your people.
Excellent. Thank you
We
very
were
much.
talking
I don't have any
earlier
people.
about all you need is a little luck. Just I gotta have Vintage Beef come on the show, and
This
you'll
is
get
your...
tons of subscribers.
This is it.
The door has opened for you, my friend. The doors have opened.
I'll walk through it.
You told me you
I
like
will walk
starting
through
out
it.
small. We got even less than 4,000 subscribers. You got so much time to grow. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, goodness. Hey, good job. Thank you for playing Void Frogs Trivia with us. You know what, though? Seriously, like most of the time we have, we've always had a great time with our trivia people.
Yeah.
But you took that. You were like,
I was ready.
It was
Wendy's.
legit.
Yeah.
It was legit.
You had your head ready, like
Fu Manchu. Wendy's.
yeah, ready to go.
Air Force.
Man, I want you on
I'm
my
gonna
team.
relive all those positive answers.
Hey, if Minecraft Festival,
Mhm.
or if you plan on going to that, we all need to go and do trivia and make
I
trivia.
thought they canceled it.
Well, this year, yeah, it's canceled, but
Oh,
maybe
okay,
next
okay.
year. Maybe next.
Oh
year.
yeah, I've been itching to go back to some sort of a Minecraft related thing for a while now. So
Be a ton of fun.
I'll go to the next one.
Let's do it. And let's get some trivia going.
Let's trivia it up.
Okay, so for the two people who haven't heard of you in the entire world, why don't you tell everybody best place to find you, Twitter, YouTube, all your addresses, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Sure. Best place to find me is youtube.com/VintageBeef, on Instagram at VintageBeefYT. The YT stands for YouTube.
On Instagram.
Instagram at VintageBeefLP. And I guess my Twitch channel is anything that Stifler's channel is called. Because that's
Such a team player.
he's going to be live streaming for me.
Nice.
Just pretend it's me. I get so many people asking me to live stream. Now this is great.
Yeah.
This is perfect. I can
live
just direct
stream
them to a channel.
That's what I really look like. New face reveal.
Yeah. Goodness. Oh, hey, wait, I got a bone to pick.
Uh-oh.
In one of your videos, you talked about, there was a Q&A, and you said when you first started off growing your beard, you had a big beard and a bald head, and you said it was bad. You said it was bad.
If my beard was as well kept as yours, that wouldn't have been a bad thing.
He's got all
My
the right
beard-
answers.
No, here's the thing, guys.
He does.
It was a bet with my friend. It was for $5 whole. We were students, so $5 was a lot to us. And the bet was who can grow their beard the longest without shaving. I had a big, and it wasn't even shaped or anything. Like, I have beard hair that grows up almost into my eyeballs.
Right up there.
It was massive. Yeah, massive. And with a bald head, it was just not a good look for me. So I had to abandon it. But look at you. You look incredible.
I accept your
With
answer.
that nicely coiffed. Is that the right word? Coiffed?
Sure.
Coiffed?
Sure.
I don't even know if
I
that's
think
a word.
Wagyu is the correct word, actually.
Your Kobe beard?
Go baby.
Thank you so much, Vintage
No
Beef
problem.
Dan. This has been a ton of fun, man.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, I'm honored to have you here. Truly, I'm sure that Q is as well. And yeah, is he pointing at his heart? You pointing at your heart, buddy?
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Special.
The heartburn? Or?
The heartburn.
Guys, make sure you go and follow, subscribe to Vintage Beef. Check out all of his stuff. Definitely check out I'm building a zoo in Minecraft. Very cool modded series in Hermitcraft. And we look forward to hearing from you in the comments about what you love about Vintage Beef, what your favorite cut of beef is. And but yeah, you can follow us at twitter.com/thevoidfrogs. You can check all of the places where you can subscribe to us at thevoidfrogs.com. We are, of course, on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. I think that's it. I might be forgetting something.
YouTube.com/VintageBeef, our new channel.
That's right.
It's exciting. Can't wait to get on Hermitcraft server.
Thank you all so much for watching, tuning in. We would love to hear from you. So send us a tweet and let us know what you think about everything that's going on. But we will see you all next week in the next episode. For now, we're out. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.